what's up? Welcome back to Swanderlist. My name is Swati and I create travel videos here. But like you all know, travel right now is not possible and we really don't know कि अब हम next travel कब करेंगे. But having said this, I also feel like, right now is a really good time to put our mind into things, even if it's just planning for our travels in the future, because we have so much time and we are not going out, so kind of saving money as well. So today we are going to discuss about Sikkim, traveling to Sikkim. Now in this video, I'm going to give you an itinerary, budget and the time, and basically information about if information about traveling to Sikkim. And if you're traveling to Sikkim, I hope that this video helps you. So now without any further ado, let's get started. I traveled to Darjeeling and Sikkim in the year of 2018, and because Darjeeling was on my list, I took a flight to Bagdogra and from there took a taxi to Darjeeling. Now, if you don't plan to visit Darjeeling, you can totally skip this and you have an alternative. Right now, there is an airport in Sikkim, Pakyam Airport. So, if you want to fly directly to Sikkim, you can do that. But if you travel from Bagdogra, then from there you can take a jeep, a shared jeep, or a private taxi, or even a shared taxi. Now, a private cabs are generally quite expensive because it's all like mountain areas. But if you take a shared cab, that would cost you about 600 rupees per person. And if you take a shared jeep, then that would cost you only about 250 rupees to 300 rupees per person. And like that, we reached Gangtok. We did explore Gangtok a little bit, and this here is my friend Pooja with whom I went on this trip. Now, there are a lot of things that you can actually see in and around Gangtok itself. And guess what? We spotted a Tibetan cow on the way. Gangtok is the capital city of Sikkim, so it's quite happening. There are a lot of cafes, and at the same time, there are a lot of monasteries. There's a ropeway, and there are a lot of waterfalls also, so you can see for yourself if you would want to stay in Gangtok and see around Gangtok, and for that you will need around 2 days if you want to just lightly do everything. For your accommodation, I definitely recommend MG Road because this is the most happening place, and also from here everything else is pretty accessible. Now let's talk about inner line permit. Now if you're planning to travel to east or north or south or west of Sikkim, then you will need an inner line permit. It's very easy to obtain one. All you have to do is just go to Mall Road, which is basically the most popular place in Gangtok, so you will not miss that. Just go there and there you will see a lot of these travel companies and small shops. Basically they will obtain this inner line permit for you. You will have to give them one passport size photo and also like one ID proof, and that's all. And you can also book your travel with them. It's pretty reasonably priced and it's very convenient. So if you are planning to travel to north of Sikkim, you have two options. The first one is like these companies only, they will organize this trip for you. One option is like 2 days and 1 night. In that they will take you to Yumthang Valley and Zero Point, and then they'll get you back to Gangtok. The other option is that you can go to both Gurudoma Lake and Yumthang Valley and like Zero Point. So I opted for that option. So in that, that's like a 3-day option, 3 days and 2 nights. So in that option, they will actually put you in a shared, not a cab, it's a jeep, and you will have to share that jeep with 7 other people. At least in my case, it was 7 other people. Now that sounds like a lot of people and no privacy at all, and that's true. But it's also a lot of fun. Like I really had fun. I traveled with my friend, and with us there were 6 other people, and it was quite a lot of fun to travel in a group. Now, because it's a jeep and there's so many people, the leg room might be a little lesser. Now, if you are around my height, I am around 5'5". So if you are around my height, or if you're shorter than me, then that's not a problem for you. But if you are a little taller, then leg room might be a concern for you. And that I feel is the only bummer when it comes to this trip. But for what it's worth, they actually stop at a lot of places, and the views en route are super beautiful. So you will actually find a waterfall or some viewpoint. So people actually stop at a lot of places, so you can actually get down and stretch your legs. Now coming to the details of this package. Now this is priced at least the time when I went, it was priced at 4,000 rupees per person for 3 days and 2 nights. So good, guys. Like honestly, this is the most value for money that I have gotten on my trip. Like it was super inexpensive, and what I received in return of this was So amazing. And about the quality of accommodation and all, it's actually pretty decent. It's not bad at all. Like the room was spacious. It was on a twin sharing basis, so I was traveling with a friend of mine, so I really didn't mind that. And they provide you with food, good quality food, both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. And they provide you with blankets, good thick blankets. I saw it in a lot of videos and blog posts that the blankets that they provide are not good enough. But for me, I really didn't have a problem. They provided with extra blankets also if we asked, so that was not at all a concern. And also with hot water, very important. Now on day one, they picked us up from Gangtok. So we went from Gangtok to Lachain. Now Lachain is just a halt because you are gaining altitude. You need to stop at various places. Our first trip was to Guru Dongmar Lake. So before that, they stopped us at Lachain, and we started in the morning, but we reached Lachain only by evening. So even though in terms of kilometers, it's not really a lot, but it will take you some time because the roads are quite bad. It's really, really bad. But I feel that is the real adventure of traveling to North Sikkim. It feels really raw, and yeah, it feels a little inaccessible. So not a lot of people. So that was pretty good. So once you reach Lachain, there's nothing much to do. You can just walk around. There's nothing to see actually in Lachain. All you can just do is just chill, just talk to people, and yeah, that's all that you can do. And you can probably just get your body acclimatized to the altitude that you're going to gain. So for that, they make you stay, they provide you with dinner, and then on the next day, early in the morning around 4 o'clock, you will leave for Guru Dongmar Lake. Now that's again about 3 to 4 hours from Lachain to Guru Dongmar Lake, and in between they'll also give you breakfast and everything. And now the funny thing is, now if you calculate, you would have already traveled for 10 to 11 hours in that jeep. And once you reach Guru Dongmar Lake, you get to see the most amazing view, and you get to be there only for 30 minutes. So you're there, you see the view, take some pictures or whatever, and you get back inside this jeep. So it's very cold here, not kidding. My hands are frozen, just see. And I feel like my nose is also frozen. And because it's at such a height, I'm getting breathless. Now that's because Guru Dongmar Lake is at a very high altitude. It's around 17,000 feet. So you will get breathlessness if you are actually there for a really long time. So it's not healthy to be at that place for a really long time. So they will not let you be there for more than 30 minutes, and you get back inside the jeep and you go back to Lachain again and have lunch. So that's what we did. And after lunch, we were taken to Lachung, which is on the other side, and that day we halted at Lachung. Now that day we didn't do much, we just relaxed, and the next day we went to Yumthang Valley from Lachung. And Yumthang Valley, as the name suggests, is a valley. So you just go there, and there at Yumthang Valley, you'll also see like there are a lot of shops and everything, people selling things. But if you go a little further, you can actually see the valley and beautiful views. This is so much fun, guys. And anyone tells you that this is such a hectic route and don't do this and you will not be able to do this is probably lying, or they're just telling from their own experience. So don't believe, and if you want to do it, just do it. Now from Yumthang Valley, people have the option to go to Zero Point. Now that really depends on the people in your cab, if in your jeep. If they want to travel to a Zero Point, and if the majority people agrees, then the driver will take you to Zero Point. In our case, majority people actually wanted to go to Zero Point, so yeah, we were taken to Zero Point. That again was a really good experience. There's a river, there's snow, and if you are actually going in the month of December or something, then I think it will be really cold. We went in the month of September, October, so it was really nice. We got to see snow, play with snow, and it was a lot of fun. Now that same day, we were taken to Lachung, back to Lachung from Zero Point, and we went back to Gangtok. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Now, if you have any questions or anything, please leave it in the comment box below, and I would love to answer it for you. Now, these are everything that I wish I knew when I was traveling to Sikkim. So here's the video for you. So if you are planning a trip to Sikkim, then I hope that this video helps you. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I will see you very soon with another video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.